Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lockbeard Random Live number 22, Mooning Flat Earth. Welcome, Mark, Sandra. Welcome. Mark says, no worries, mate. Just want to know how the star Polaris is visible in the northern sky yet. When traveling south over the equator, it drops lower and lower until it disappears below the horizon. Yes. Yes. Mr. Lee's here. Welcome. Let's see who else we got here. Some highs going on. There's lots of shows on right now. Well, I didn't see anything I was really wanting to watch. I saw Joe in Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group, his show, and I saw something to Sasquatch about, who's here. Welcome. With all kinds of logic dropping. Wicked soundtrack. You mean the intro there? Thank you, man. Sandra. Yeah. Not going hard on them flat earthers tonight, I don't think. I just kind of messing with them after last night. Man, it was late. It was tired. Went over 30 minutes more than I really wanted to. My eyes were bugging me, as you can tell. I had to take my contacts out because my right eye is giving me that much shit. But so I figured I'd just mess with them just a little bit tonight. Jen's here. Welcome. Halito to everyone. Australia represented, of course. You too, Sean. Yeah. I'm not seeing any flat earthers in the chat though. Maybe they'll catch it up, catch it on the. I was kind of rough on last night, man. I was suffering and tired and not being as nice as I maybe should have been, but Mark says subscribe to your channel, Sean, after Lockbeard's recommendation. Good deal, man. You're gonna find good stuff there, good information. He's not going to take you down a tunnel full of woo as if it's truth or anything. Things will be properly questioned. Are we? We're Spectacle Brothers. Hobbs is here. Lockbeard, for what I have seen of you, you're awesome. I am Flat Earth, though. Well, thank you, Hobbs. Lockbeard 1, Flat Earther 0. I don't know if we, how do we keep score? Because from the debates that I watched between them and Sphere, Earth, science-minded, logical people, they declare themselves winners of the debate, even when everyone watching who isn't a flat earther can clearly see that they were thoroughly destroyed. So, I don't know. I mean, here but listening, everybody. Hey, Annette, welcome. Well, chat's already starting to move. Hobbs is here. Hey, man. Hello, Annette. Polly T's here. Encyclopedia Beardantic. I don't know if I I'm worthy of such a title, but I'll take it. Yeah, the flat earthers dropped a lot of the normal stuff you hear, and they say all this stuff about every image, every high altitude image that is seen. If it shows the curvature of the Earth, they claim fisheye, and yet you're supposed to accept, images from hot air balloons that they claim shows flat Earth. Well, I can just discount all those too, just like they do. Without any evidence, I'll say they're all fake. They're all CGI, because they say that all these fisheye images are artificially making the Earth look as if it's round, and they can't prove that, of course. But I mean, now of course a fisheye lens does affect images, but if you're looking at some video and you see where the horizon crosses the very center of the image, if the Earth was flat, if the horizon, when the horizon crosses the center of the image, it should, look flat. But it never does. Never. The bolt guns here got flat earthers representing. Got a couple of them up in here. Yep. Does the moon flat Earth? Yeah, it does every day. All the way around it every day. Hobbs right. I'm sitting in my undies and spectacles. You are your show, homie. Got the pirate flags flying. Yep. Papa Craig in house. Hello world from the little blue ball in space. Yeah, little blue ball. I don't know if I should ever do a real, because I could, put together the complete and total just annihilation of the flat Earth religion, because it's not a theory, because there's no science, there's no actual science, real science that backs up everything they talk about. Pseudoscience or just claims, or none of it's actual science. And some of them last night kept on, using the word theory as if they were talking about a hypothesis. They need to look up the definition of theory and hypothesis. A lot of people say something is just a theory, as if they just made some great earth-shattering point. You did not make an earth-shattering point. You don't understand what a theory is. Now, a lot of people do, but they still tend to use that same phrase because it's just used a lot in our society. And it's kind of a pet peeve of mine, because it's an incorrect use of the word. Theory has evidence behind it. Hypothesis is kind of like, you come up with an idea that you think based on prior knowledge is may be true and it needs testing. You're talking about a hypothesis, and in the case of flat Earth, I don't even think it justifies being called a hypothesis, but it's below that somewhere. But let me catch up the chat here. Where's I'm sure Hylas is wondering. Hylas might, I keep forgetting, Ken starts at 8 on certain nights, and tonight's one of them. Ken started a little while ago. I'd like to be there, but it is getting a little tedious, because every single live stream, see, Ken does live streams and then immediately deletes them, so you can't go watch these live streams unless you see them live. But every single one, people bring up, they want to bring up alcohol. If you've been watching Ken's channel, it's completely pointless to bring up alcohol. He doesn't believe in drinking alcohol. He doesn't want to talk about alcohol or weed or psychedelics. He doesn't want to talk about any of that stuff. He's not a flat earther, but the flat earthers show up thinking he somehow is talking about stuff that proves flat earth when it doesn't, and he's discussed how it doesn't and provided a simple experiment of how it doesn't. The electric universe people show up thinking, that somehow he's on their side. He is not. Some people accuse him of an atheist, but he doesn't like atheists. Some people may bring up stuff about like his wife who died a horrible death of cancer. We've heard it over and over and over again, and I don't think it's nice to make him relive that memory over and over again. A lot of people bring up his last girlfriend from a couple of years ago. Okay, I'm sick about hearing about her. She's insignificant. She does not matter. I do not care. I'm sick of hearing about her. I want to hear about field theory metaphysics. That's what I want to hear about when I'm watching Ken. I don't want to hear about any of that bullshit. Because, it's all bullshit that we don't need to hear. Go on. He's got thousands of videos. Before you watch his live stream, I suggest you go back to the beginning of his channel and just watch all his videos. It's going to take a while to catch up. It's like taking prerequisites in college. It's like a lot of flat earthers. They need to probably take college algebra because it's a prerequisite for trigonometry, and they really need to take some trigonometry. Yes, I did. And yes, you should, because it will teach you things like when you say the horizon rises to meet your eye. Oh my God. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It just doesn't, and trigonometry proves that. Keep on going with chat here. Papa Craig says, Sandra, I'm so glad to see you still kicking. Yes. Dodman says, why is it that you can only see the crest of a mountain from miles away, and as you get closer, you see more and more of it until you are right up close? Exactly. And the same with buildings and, really tall buildings from a long distance and stuff like that. They'll try and say, oh, I can see that. Well, you're leaving out a couple things, guys. You're leaving out a couple things. And one, you're not seeing the very base of the building. If it's far enough away, you're not seeing the base of the building. 2, what elevation are you standing at? 3, are you accounting for, you where your eyes are 5 feet from the ground or so? They're not. Boat Gun says, probably should look into it more before making statements like that. Well, Boat Gun, you just made a big assumption yourself that I haven't looked into flat earth theory extensively and found it to be completely and without any founding whatsoever. It isn't. There's no science to flat earth. There's none. It's a bunch of ridiculous claims is what it is. With no solid science backing them up, just ridiculous claim after ridiculous claim and nonsensical stuff. It's a religion, is what it is, and you're entitled to your religion. If you want to believe and worship at the altar of flat Earth, go right ahead. But the moment you start teaching this to kids, you're sabotaging the education of a child, and at that point, you've committed a crime in my eyes. So don't be teaching this shit to kids. Don't be doing it. It's a crime. It's a horrible act if you do that. Pretty much. I'm still here, my friend. How many people have walked off the edge of the world? I could say precisely none, but they might say, well, yeah, but you never heard of them again. They didn't come back to tell the story, right? It's like those movies where someone says that everyone dies that encounters some threat. Well, how do you know about the threat to tell the story of the... Hey, Polly, yeah, I'm trying. Ball Earth falls apart immediately. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. If you actually look into the science instead of always getting on Google and Googling flat Earth proofs, actually go and look at the people debunking flat Earth. Or here's a thought: go to college and actually learn all the science. Go learn the science. What do you got? A high school education? I mean, of course, I could ask that, and you might claim you got something else. I mean, whatever. But man, sorry, it doesn't fall apart. I've studied a variety of scientific disciplines in my life, and I spent way too much time on a college campus, way too much time in independent study, both as a child and in my adult life. I've looked extensively for problems in various sciences, and I have found problems in certain areas of science. There are problems in certain areas of science. If you go over to Ken's channel, you'll hear all about problems with quantum physics. That's why I like Ken's channel. He tears down quantum physics because there's some big problems with quantum physics. They make lots of good observations, but a lot of incorrect interpretations. Anthropology has some failings, and it's not necessarily that the science of it is flawed as so much as I think there's some cultural stuff, egos in play, money involved, that kind of thing. Dietary advice is very wrong. If you look at the leading authorities, I can't. There's a little bit of other stuff, but there's problems in certain areas of science. But the Earth is a globe. That science is really solid. Now, Boltgun says, I had trouble believing even after I had seen it with my own eyes. You saw the flat Earth with your own eyes. No, you didn't. Maybe you thought you did, but you most certainly did not. Papa says, Annette, when I was out in the Aleutians fishing, we used to say, it's not the end of the Earth, but you can see it from here. We'd love to see what. Oh, chat is moving. VPXM is here. Hey guys, starting a little early today. Yeah, I need to stop trying to do this late night stuff, man. That messed up my sleep pattern. Yeah, college is governmental education, and I agree that there are some problems with government education, but if a person gets a broad enough perspective in the sciences, your ability to think critically, to be logical, objective reasoning, overcomes the shortcomings, because there's plenty of perfectly solid science being taught in college, but then there's some things that there's problem like global warming. There are some problems with global warming. It's mainly just a money and power grab and overblown nonsense, and that's coming from someone who has, I do, an actual environmental degree. So part of the reason why I'm angry about the global warming agenda is that we are using resources on that bullshit when we could redirect those resources to real environmental issues, because there are some real environmental issues. Global warming just isn't one of them. Well, you can listen. Yeah, man, you listen to who you want to. Ken isn't for everybody, sure. But he goes a lot more in depth on the field theory and metaphysics and stuff, and I feel is infinitely more qualified to talk about it than I am. And he had. Why would I want to try and reiterate everything that he's covering here? I'll talk about it some, sure, But ultimately, someone wants to dive deep into it, they should go to Ken's channel and start there, and definitely look into some of his recommended reading. He's talked about on occasion stuff that you should read, and how Einstein is wrong about a lot of stuff, and how Einstein was a plagiarist, and you don't pay attention to Einstein. Doing good tonight. Thank you for asking. Yes. Minecraft ER says flat Earth hypothesis. Yeah, I hesitate to even give it that much credit. Actually, it's more like a religion. Saying flat Earth hypothesis is like saying I don't know. I don't want to pick on any particular religion, but yeah. There's no science behind it at all. You would be hard pressed to say that the educated guess was based on education, right? Because it indicates that they did not receive a proper education, and that can be blamed on government schools, right? So that's why I don't even want to give it that much credit, calling it a hypothesis. VPXM says, I decided to cheat, listen to your podcast while driving, and occasionally using Google to type on my cell phone. Well, be careful, man. I don't mind. I don't care. If you're just listening, that's cool. Bolt guns out of here. Oh, I'm just getting ready to show some indisputable proof that the Earth is a globe, and definitely not flat. He'll probably come back with more. I'm pretty sure, like last night, somebody went and started messaging at flat earthers. We need to go attack this guy. Unleash the hounds. Papa says, I've watched Mount St. Elias, 18,000 feet, sink into the sea slowly for a couple hundred miles as we steamed away from it in the Gulf of Alaska. Yep. Absolutely. VPXM, any founding whatsoever, that's hilarious because it's true. Oh, man. That would be you are high university. Not everyone not feeling okay, Annette, feel better. Stay safe. God bless, she says. Thank you. Now you notice how I generally think of myself as kind of an atheist, but not exactly. And I'm angry at a lot of those atheists out there. They get all pissed off at Christians, what they should say. Look, she meant very well, and she was giving a heartfelt, and there was no reason to attack someone for that. That was a nice thing that she said to us all. But some atheists out there are just like, I gotta kill all the religious people. No, just chill. You're not bringing anyone over your way of thinking by tearing into them. What's up with flat Earth tonight? Well, it's hanging there in the zone of illogic somewhere, I think. Welcome to the chat, Squatch Talk, Pat. Try to catch up with chat before I start throwing anything on the screen. Pat says if the Earth was flat, you would be able to see Toronto from New York City. Yep. Absolutely. Sandra said, yeah, Lockbeard, it's hard to stay up for the late shows. Yeah. And I got to get my sleep schedule. It's been really erratic, and hopefully, I haven't heard back about the new job. Man, I need to get that job. But when I do, I need to have on a regular damn sleep schedule. So staying up to 1, 2, 3 in the morning is not going to work. So I'm going to try to avoid doing that anymore. BPXM, I might not be as good as Sheldon in physics, but I'm pretty good in philosophy. Any BS, including flat Earth, is easily identifiable because it's just like crap, it floats. Yeah. Yeah. One of these days we need to talk about Sheldon. Like Sheldon is a character that makes so much sense to me. You know, he seems crazy to people, you know, like when if I have a restaurant that I go to on a regular basis, there is a specific seat in the house I want. Once I get accustomed to that place, you know, like, you know how you always, like, that's my seat. Anytime I've had a home, it's the same way. There's a seat, I want to sit there. If I'm sitting anywhere else, there's something wrong with the whole damn universe. And many other things about him that are presented, you know, as quirks of his personality. You know, I understand Sheldon. I understand. The rest of the humans on this planet are disruptive to our world. Papa says no Squatch Talk. He can't see through that much atmosphere. Says yeah. That's how they excuse it. They're like, you just can't see it because you can't see through the sun. You know, like they say, well, when you ask them, okay, if the sun's above a flat Earth and it's nighttime here, how's that possible? Why can't we see the sun over there floating over a different part of the flat Earth? And they say it's because light only travels a certain amount of distance. Well, isn't that distance always the same? Why is it if you look at a flat Earth model and half the Earth is illuminated, and you can, flat Earthers can call their flat Earth people or email them or whatever in other countries and draw the little map and see, okay, it is in fact daylight in this country at this time, and they need to get together and do this and say, okay, why is it that the light is traveling further to illuminate this place than it is to this place? You know, there should be a curve to the illumination of the Earth, not a straight line across it. Oh boy. It's the illogical things in it are just. That mom says it's square. We heard it here. Welcome to the chat, that mom. And thank you, Mr. Lee. Bigfoot and cryptids next. Welcome. We laying low tonight. Yeah. She'll be back. There she is. See, that's the problem. That's the problem right there, though. Like with having two different accounts, and it gets hard juggling things sometimes, and remembering which account you're on. You try to jump in, and I don't know. It gets it creates a confusion sometimes. And what's worse is I have to remember like this the Lockbeard account is blocked some places for some reason, and it's not by the owner of the channel, but then one of my other channels is not blocked, so I have to remember to jump over into one of those in order to even be able to comment in the chat, because YouTube is doing their thing and messing things up. It's crazy. BPXM Blockbeard, glad you brought up the atheist stuff, because a lot of times I actually use that as a scapegoat whenever somebody brings up religion or beliefs, especially political. Yeah. Hiveless is here. Yeah, I know. I forgot. And I'd already put this up for 8:30, so I figured I'd just go ahead and do it. I was going over some footage, forgot to switch. Mike's here. Did not mean for you to take offense. Shame you don't get it. Oh, I'm not taking offense, man. It's just my toxic masculinity, I think. Hiva says gyroscopes. The gyroscope spinning on a desk doesn't change angle across time. If the Earth had spin, it would. Nope, it wouldn't. That's absolutely not a proof of anything. Yeah. By all means, go ahead, Mr. Lee. For example, your example is done on too small a scale. Yeah. Actually, it may. Is it this? I was going to pop up a website. There's a guy that's talking about some of the things that disprove flat Earth, but his main point is the same one. It pertains to the moon and the sun, like what I was going to kind of touch on a little bit tonight. So that's why I use it. But I think it was either, if it wasn't his website that I'm getting ready to bring up, it was some other one where he's talking about, a train traveling at 100 miles an hour, and inside the car of the train, there's a fly just flying around like nothing's going on, and, if the idea that flat earthers like to bring up that if you jump and the earth is spinning, then you'll land in a different spot. It doesn't make any sense. And he was kind of trying to use the fly as an example. That fly can fly around just fine, but if that fly flies out the window, it's gone because the air is moving with the earth. So and you have momentum. You're moving at the same speed that piece of ground is that you're on. So when you jump up, you're still moving at that same speed, and you land in the same place. Told Ken the gyroscope thing, and he seemed intrigued. All right, I'm thinking you may have misinterpreted his reaction, but it's hard to say. If you did it in a live stream, we can't go back and watch it. That's unfortunate. I wish I had gotten something set up where I could record all those live streams a long time ago. And then Bobby Younce is here, lurking. Lurk away. Thanks for dropping in. Yeah. Mike says there is much more information available. Just accept you don't understand. Negative. That is just not the case. I know there is a bunch of so-called information out there, but it's all wrong. All of it. Along with those mud fossil people and all that stuff too. Now, Hiveless, you're going to get yourself in trouble again. What do they think the stars are? Just curious. Well, let's let the flat earthers tell you in the chat. Luminaries and stuff. Hello, everyone. In case I missed you, chat is playing up. Yeah, chat is moving. It's also moving with the spin. Try it on a flatbed truck. That is not accelerating with no wind. It's not proven the Earth is flat. Yeah, toxic masculinity. For some reason, Britney Spears popped in my head when you said that. Oh, sorry for that image, Mr. Lee. Iva says, Pop C, the implications are that there's no angular momentum change. Scale has nothing to do with it. I'm not even going to all your life. The Fly, great movie. A peanut said on a railroad track its heart was all aflutter. The 515 came rushing by, toot toot peanut butter. That mom says, Mr. Lee, that totally offends me for no reason, but I'm going to be sensitive for other causes that are ridiculous and to be offended. Squatchshock says the Earth is big and you can't reproduce the Earth's gravity on a small scale. There's no gravity you can make on the planet, only the gravity from the Earth. Yep. There are big problems with your spin theory. No, there's absolutely no problems with it. If you learn enough science, you'll see. I think the problem here is public education. High schools, like looking back, I mean, I feel kind of robbed by my university time. I mean, I spent 7 years of solid, college time. I was 11 years actually on a campus because I also worked for them, but I didn't take courses the entire time. But especially, high school, middle school, you don't come out of high school understanding squat for the most part. How to reject everything without a thought. Oh, there's a lot of thought going down here, man. I don't know. You're assuming that you're assuming a lot. Simba's ancestor stars. Yeah. By sonar luminescence, do some bloody research, or go and land on the moon. Any proof of this solar luminescence? Any at all? Somebody just told you that and you believed it because you want so badly to believe in flat Earth that you're willing to just take whatever explanation someone gives you to feed your confirmation bias monster. Confirmation bias monster will take any explanation with no proof, no evidence, no science whatsoever, just to keep alive. You change up something every live now. Well, like I said, I was telling you last night, my eyes were kind of bugging me. My right eye, I think I don't know, it was giving me enough trouble. I had to take my contacts out. So here I am. Hiva says the North Star is stationary. Gyroscopes show no change. Angular momentum. Amateur balloon footage show a flat horizon at eye level, not a spinning ball. Does not show a flat horizon at eye level. I mentioned earlier that all this talk about the horizon meeting the eye is complete bullshit. The horizon does not meet the eye. You need to go. I don't know. I mean, I can't teach. I can't try to teach you trigonometry. On freaking YouTube. You need to actually go to college. Because I seriously doubt a person, your average person, is capable of teaching themselves. Like, they need someone to guide them through it and make them do the work and make them learn everything properly. So you need to go to college. You need to take college algebra as it's a prerequisite for pretty much all the rest of the math, and you need to take trigonometry, and then you can sit there and do all the figuring you need to figure until you figure out that the horizon, because the Earth is so large, I mean, you got to understand, you got to be able to imagine just how big this thing is. So when you're looking at the horizon, you're actually looking down just a little bit, but it's only by, I think it's like somewhere in the neighborhood of 0.04 degrees down. It's a very small angle. It's almost imperceptible. And so it looks like it's up to your eye, to you, because perceiving such a small angular difference is not easy, and it does not meet your eye. It just doesn't. And that's just something you're going to have to prove to yourself. Randy says Miss Lee was out of a book of poetry as a child. I might be able to recall some more. We'll see. North Star not moving equals no spin. Nope, it does not. It means it is directly in a straight line from the the pole, the axis. It's the from it, if you could tell, like, the North Star is spinning, but you can't tell that. It's just a point of light to our perspective, so you can't tell that. But it is spinning because the Earth is spinning. Now, if you're talking about going around the sun, okay, now you're getting a little better, right? Because the Earth is changing position in relation to the North Star, but the distance is so great, it's astronomical that the movement is so tiny that you cannot perceive it. But yeah, you'd be right to say that there is some degree of change at where the center point of that star is, but you cannot perceive it at such vast interstellar distances. You just can't. Does not give you the facts. You get a lot of facts. I just told you some of the stuff that is off, but that's based on a lot of education, and I'm sorry, flat Earth is not one of them. I don't know why people are latching on to this ancient and thoroughly debunked religion, but I don't know if y'all feel special or edgy or I don't know what's the driving force behind this. When there's, if you actually study the science, I think part of it is lack of education, lack of properly understanding science, and hopefully one day we can fix this. Every person should have a far better education at a far younger age. Like I've told y'all before, my nieces were homeschooled before kindergarten. So when they arrived at kindergarten, they weren't there to color in letters. They were already reading and writing and starting to learn another language before they hit kindergarten. Public education is an abysmal failure. I accept what I can observe, and I trust the scientific method for the most part. You do got to look out for certain interest, money, egos. That affects things sometimes. Sometimes somebody doesn't do good science. You got to watch out for that stuff. It's the everlasting battle we have to fight to keep science straight. But the scientific method is solid, and I'm not assuming anything. High Vesta North Star is above the axis of the spin. Yep. Dipshit experiments have been done. The experiments have been done. Wow. Pyromedic. I'm a dipshit tonight, folks. Dipshit. I was a dumbass a week and a half ago. Now I'm a dipshit. Pyromedic says, "Hey, Mr. Lee, that 168 intro has me wondering. Didn't know it was so thick down there. Those dudes get close." Yeah, it's pretty thick down there. That's a good movie too. Cannibal Behavior. Pyro. That intro was already filmed. Pyromedic Lockbeard doesn't like to discuss the other channel on here. Oh, you guys. Hey, I don't care. Like I said. You talk about whatever you want. But there's always a danger. If you bring up Bullshit Odyssey, I might accidentally say Bullshit Odyssey. Damn it, I said it twice. I want to discuss it. I want to know why the picture shown is presented as the best photographic evidence. Yeah. Brandy's queen of the chat, so if she wants to talk about it, we're going to talk about it. This is Askew filmed at ages before 168. Yeah. Papa says, I was laying in my cot the other night at 7,500 feet elevation watching the torrid fireballs and seeing the stars rotate around the North Star. Yep. And if one was in the southern hemisphere, they could watch the southern stars rotate around the central point as well. Now, there's not a nice bright star at the very center in the southern hemisphere, but they still spin around the central axis. So, yeah. Brandy says, I don't appreciate what people say. This is the best one out here, there, or nobody has anything like this when they don't know that for sure. Yeah. Weather balloon flight to stratosphere uncut. Well, you know, I might check it out in the future. We'll see. But I mean, I've seen that stuff before. It doesn't prove what you think it proves. I feel special needs, Brandy. I agree. Yes. What do you mean right here? What exactly do you mean right here? Pyromedic says, Brandy, Mr. Lee, have you seen Long Island Bigfoot's footage of Bubba walking by? Some say best footage since PG film. Long Island Bigfoot. I need to come up with one of my special names for that one. I haven't come up with one good enough yet. I need a good one. I might as well say I find that guy to be, I mean, I don't know. I could sense from the very beginning that the guy was full of shit. Not to say he hasn't possibly had some experiences and stuff like that, but something about him rubbed me the wrong way from the very beginning. I'll just leave it at there for now. Brandy, I couldn't make out too much on the pictures myself. VPXM says, hi, if this planet is flat, where do UFOs fit in? Batman says, why is your family all about education? Were your parents teachers? Oh, mine? No, my parents weren't. But and my brother and his wife weren't, but they were just, very involved with teaching their children, and very involved at the school once the kids got into school, and anybody can figure this out. Really, it's just that and I know a lot of people don't have time, but we're gonna have to find it if we're going to save our future generations from all this. Bobby says, my daughter was homeschooled up to 12th grade. She was way more advanced than her fellow public school students. Yep. Now, sometimes homeschoolers can fuck it up. Don't get me wrong. But there's so many examples of homeschool kids that are way beyond public school only children. Iva says mainly terrestrial, some perhaps interdimensional, not extraterrestrial. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very possible, and maybe even more likely, that a lot of UFOs are of Earth origin, but there's just not enough evidence to say that for sure. There's not enough evidence to say anything for sure in regards to what UFOs are that we know. Now, I think the government probably knows, but dipshit 2, flat earthers 0. Mark's keeping score. Live from Australia. Sean says, that stuff was terrible to me. Blurry, not clear. Yeah. How do they function or fly? Pyro, respectfully, I will not talk about LFB, and yes, I am aware of the footage you're talking about. I have no comment. People are free to their opinion on that. Yep. This is like, do you think we went to the moon or that the space station is legit? Of course. I don't understand why you would not. I mean, you can. I don't know. It's crazy. Papa says, okay, I'll admit it. I have a psych degree with a master's equivalency in criminal thinking errors. Cool. Papa says, hi, let's put a gyroscope in your car and watch the difference between acceleration and just cruising. Yes, exactly. I mentioned some of that last night. When you're accelerating your car, you get pushed into your seat. But when you set the cruise control and you stay at a steady speed, you're not pushed in your seat anymore. Now, because the car is very small, you can still tell you're moving and stuff. And of course, you got a lot of visual cues going on. But on something as large as the Earth, it's moving very, very steady. It's very, very steady. So you're not going to feel like you're riding down in a car down the highway, and you're not going to be knocked on your feet. It's just crazy. According to Ball, if the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour, faster than the speed of sound, why don't the ocean waters consolidate at the equator? Oh man, like I said, education. I'm trying, Mr. Lee. This explains gravitational movement and acceleration. You have to be more specific for Hiveless. Is Duke up in my chat? He's got me blocked on his channel. When you block me, that means you fear me. Because spinning the Earth is not accelerating. You're not blocked here, Duke. I will never block you. I do not fear what you have to say, like you fear what I have to say. If he's here. I don't see him, but Lockbeard thinks we went to the moon. I rest my case. Dr. Professor went to Gloucester in the shower of rain. He stepped in a puddle right up to his middle and never went there again. Go to the moon. They go to the moon on a daily basis. Thank you. Why does this not show regarding Earth? What? No, does he? Yeah, well, Duke or Earl. Yeah. Why does what not show Hiveless and kind of dense? Yeah. Try to be very, very careful how you word things so we know what you actually mean. Who's they? You were talking mad crap on him and his beliefs. Who, Hiveless? Fear Lockbeard. Yeah, Fear Lockbeard. There's that website. And there's a number of these guys out there that just destroy Flat Earth. Just bitch slap it all day long. That's why I don't know if I want to spend too much time fiddling with it. But basically, he talks about a variety of things, but basically, he comes down as this. He says all you need is this one photo. Every day, billions of people can watch the sun and the moon rise and set. Half of it is behind the horizon. It should be like where you see the reflection in the water. You know, you can't say that, oh well, you can't see that far. It's the water's in front of it. Proof. Right there. Everyone can observe. They don't need to know any real science. They just need to be reasonable people. About Duke? Yeah, he's spreading bullshit. That mom. You can't be talking about there's these different types of Sasquatch and you got the Janoskas and all when we haven't got one specimen on the slab. he's spinning a yarn. He's a bullshit artist along with a lot of these other ones. I mean, I know a lot of people love Duke, but he's spinning some bullshit now. Again, just like LAB, he might have had some real experiences and stuff like that, but instead of sticking to the facts, and who is it? Steenberg always says, "Stick to the facts and nothing but the facts." Or I'm misquoting him and just disrespectful right there. But Duke is not doing that. He's dreaming up all this bullshit and passing it off as if he knows this shit. Just like some of the other ones. I could do some more name dropping, but that's what's keeping us from just getting further along the line here. We need to stick to the facts, what we actually know, instead of dreaming up all this bullshit and muddying the water and preventing us, because you got people latch on to that, and then they're wasting everyone else's time trying to talk about it, and geez. You think we still use guns to fight made-up wars? How come I didn't sail off the edge, Lockbeard? Man, if these flat earthers are right, it must have been magic or something. Right in saying sun works on flat earth, total strong. No, it doesn't. The water is in front of the sun. Anyone can go and witness this. You can't explain that with flat earth. You can't. I don't know why. Wow. Where does the sun go, Hiveless? Maybe the sun needed to take a little soak. He was a little hot. No death jabs and microwave weapons. Why? Duke is cool. Stick to the facts and never deviate from the facts. Yeah. That's what Thomas Steenberg says. That's a quote from him. It says the Papa check Rob Skiba laying it out, atmospheric distortions, perspectives, vanishing point. Very interesting. Yeah. Jumping through hoops and bending over backwards to try and explain why this easy observation that can be made by anyone every day is actually you can't believe your own eyes. You can't believe your own eyes. Because every single day it happens the same way. I just watched the sun go down and the moon went down shortly thereafter. There's a little sliver of it lit up because the sun is way far further away than the moon. If the sun was way closer, like flat earthers say, then half of that thing should have been illuminated, right? But it wasn't. Every day I can see it right out my front window here where I've been parking here lately. Uncle Bones is here. Hey, Lockbeard, WTF. I was over on Tattooed Monkey Channel. Yeah, I forgot he was on tonight. I watched a little bit at the beginning. A serious question might ruffle some feathers, but why is it so important to prove they exist? To prove, like Bigfoot? I just like scientific advancement. I want to find out everything and learn everything, and I feel like if humanity knew they exist, it might help advance us culturally. we might be less likely to fight each other over our petty differences, and to treat the world as badly as we do if we recognize that there is another intelligent people on the planet and we can't deny it anymore, and that maybe we need to behave ourselves a little better. Um, so different reasons, but maybe we should chill with destroying their habitat and stuff like that, because we're encroaching more and more all the time. The cities keep sprawling, the highways keep getting built and expanded, and we keep cutting down vast areas of forest for lumber. And uh, I don't buy it. Mr. Lee, you don't feel it's important either? That's okay if you don't. Papa says, I've seen all kinds of atmospheric distortions and they've never made the sun disappear. Only the moon going in front of it has. Yeah. Yeah. The moon phases and eclipses are two things that further support that the Earth is a globe. And in order for them to make it work in the flat Earth idea, they have to jump through hoops and come up with all kinds of magic hocus pocus stuff with no evidence whatsoever. If the Earth was ball, they would say it was flat. I rest my case. Huh? I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Hiva says all sorts of crazy distortions regarding floating boats, inverted. Yes, that stuff does happen. I mentioned it last night. Sometimes you have the conditions that cause things to appear above the horizon. That doesn't happen all the time, but you don't look at that and say, "Look, that means that the water goes up or something." I don't know. It's just we observe the sun and the moon rise and set every day. There isn't clouds. Now there is occasionally maybe some distortions that cause things not to look right, but billions of people can see this happen every day. I just think there would be less tension and division without the competition of who has the best this, who has the best that. It's like pissing contests sometimes, sadly. Yeah. But I don't think we're ever going to get rid of the division. And if we did, people would find a different reason to fight. I think humans naturally have to find reasons to fight. It's part of our behavior. And not every individual really gets it, but it just is. We will always find reasons to fight because that's how we sort out our differences and figure things out and kill the weak. And it sucks, but that's nature. If you don't kill the weak, if there's not competition within your species, then you can't really improve your gene pool as well, anyway, because there is outside stressors that contribute to that. But it's the reason why deer grow antlers and fight each other, and all these animals. There must be competition, and in order to keep the species strong. Papa says, Brandy, I don't want to. It will cause too many problems. My granddad went through Europe during World War II, then on to Japan, and came back the other way by ship. He didn't saw off any edge. Yeah, pyromedic. Medic. Barry Browning's in the house. Welcome. I worry about what will happen to Sasquatch once their existence is proven. Well, I mean, what do you think a lot of people are going to do? Like myself, I'm going to demand that the government officially recognize their existence and ensure that they can continue to live their lives as isolationists as they want to, apparently, and cease with the ongoing encroachment into their what little territory they have left. We've already taken over, you know, most of the planet. You know, we've taken a lot of their territory. Humans' origin was not even on this continent at all. So, you know, just to think that we just can own it all and take it all, you know, I think is wrong. And so we can actively, without acknowledging they're there, without them being proven to be there, we don't have support for that kind of idea from a lot of people who do not believe. Once they are forced to believe by actual evidence, then we will be able to protect them better. You know, the government, there can be more, because I know, like in, was it Washington State, it's against the law to hunt them or something like that. That should be across the board. It's against the law to hunt them. They're people. They have the rights to not be treated like animals like that, and actually have on the books that if you go out and you shoot Sasquatch, because a lot of people worry that people will go out there trying to kill them. Not if it's illegal. I mean, a few might still do it because they're crazy, but a lot of people who would have had that thought will not do it because it'll be illegal and they'll go to jail just like they did if they would if they killed a human being. Pop says, I've seen a lot of those things at sea and in the desert. Still doesn't mean they make the sun disappear every day. Iva says, Michelson-Morley experiment proved the Earth is stationary. No, it did not. Einstein was rolled out to save the ball Earth theory. True story. You know, Einstein has been a serious pain, but I mean, you watch Ken's channel. I mean, he's talked about the Michelson-Morley experiment. You know, it doesn't prove what you think it proves. Fighting over a common interest is just ridiculous. I must be proud of that. Having the best piss. BPXM says, Lockbeard, thanks, man. Got to split for now. Thank you all. You guys have fun. Hive, let's watch out for holes. Again, I don't know. I can't see what that is. Take it easy, man. Thanks for coming. Jen says, Brandy, Mr. Lee, one guy from a paranormal channel said, get this, once they are proven, we should set land aside for them to stay on. How's that work? Yeah, I think we just need to stop destroying habitat. They already got their places to stay, you know, what's left, what we haven't taken over, but we need to stop. We need to stop encroaching. We need to find ways to stop all this urban sprawl. I mean, the cities just keep spreading and spreading, and we need to back it up, build up more, learn to live on less, live more in harmony with nature. It's good for us too. Preserves resources, that some of which will be for us. Is that really right? You only believe it because you were told it is so, not because it is. No. I mean, we could say that about flat Earth. You only believe it because you were told what it's so, not because it is. I mean, that's not a point. That's not a point at all. And understanding how gravity works, I mean, every day you can observe gravity working. Anything with mass is accumulated around a gravitational field. I mean, everything has some level of gravity to it, but when you get a big lump of something, it starts dragging other things in, and the heavier things will sink to the bottom, unless there's some other forces like plate tectonics involved and whatnot. But in general, heavier things sink to the bottom. So the gases are the ones, the lightest things, and so they form an atmosphere around the center. Why would the gases be omitted from all the matter that is accumulated around, to the center of Earth's gravity? There's no reason to think that. So of course there's an atmosphere clinging to the Earth, because gravity, which we can observe every day. I mean, it's called gravitational theory. And you can't say, I mean, if you could say with a straight face, oh, well, it's just a theory, when I can show you, and you can just go trip and fall. Shit falls. Because theory is based by evidence. Man, that misuse of the word theory is a pet peeve of mine. So, I don't know what to tell you. Gravity can hold an atmosphere. Man, I'm getting pretty far behind. Then we've taken over lots of territory, may shut down vast areas of the West where I love to roam. Well, I'm not saying we shouldn't be able to roam, I'm just saying stop building, expanding the cities and stuff. Like, people should be able to roam freely in the wilderness. But after Sasquatch is revealed, then we will have much more knowledge about, how to avoid problems like, with anything else out there. We need to know how to act around a bear and how to deal with a threat from a bear. Well, we should also know that about Sasquatch when we're out in the wild. So I'm not saying shut it down from people, hunting and all that stuff. I'm just saying, everybody will now have the knowledge that they're out there, and actually more preservation of natural habitat will mean more opportunities for hunting and camping for us. So we're losing so much of it. Like Mr. Leake was wanting me to talk about gold painting one of these nights, and I like to go painting gold sometimes. And so many streams have been shut down where we can't pan gold anymore, because people were going out there and messing things up. And so, what we should do is just tell people, look, you can't just go tearing shit up. You need to show respect to the natural habitat. You can't just go and completely annihilate a stream bank. Now, I think some of their ideas are too far, because the reality is every spring flood, some of these streams, every rock is turned. The entire place turns into a complete disaster, but then they want to bitch about someone with a little dredge. So in some cases, the law is going too far, and they're shutting down entire streams to gold prospectors. We need to be more sensible about these things. What are we going to crawl them up and tell them to stay out? No, I don't think so. Yeah. Barry says, I think they've been proven, but they haven't been acknowledged, and I'm not sure they will ever be acknowledged. It brings 1,000 problems to the government if they admit they're real and nothing good. Yeah. I think they're better off hiding. I do believe they were here before us. I respect the land. They can't just be thrown into apartments and shit. Yeah, we don't need that to happen. There go the coyotes. Raising hell. Papa says, that is such a very strange belief, Hylas. I prefer to believe Socrates, Galileo, Ptolemy. Black holes are racist. Also, they are solely theoretical. Well, Ken addresses black holes. There are millions of acres of land in the parks and other federal lands. Papa Craig says, I'd like to say Rob Skippett does a demo of the sun, or Hivela says that to Papa. Demo of the sunset due to lens effect or something. Check it out. Again, bending over backwards to try and deny what can be readily observed every day. What was made like reservations for him. Well, I wasn't saying that. I'm saying we need to stop the habitat destruction in general and leave them alone. They're allowing a little bit more to happen. I mean, yeah, we got national forests and stuff, but that's not enough. And by the time everybody figures that out, it'll be too late. There'll be too much destruction. And then we're one major disaster away from massive cannibalism. Just wait. May not happen in our lifetime, but it could. It could. Because we destroyed too much and the land will not be able to take it. Somebody said to me, what if all the land already preserved, national forests, was done for the Bigfoot? What if they already protected? Yeah, there's some people saying that out there. I don't know if it's true, though. Yeah, I'm going to have to speed through. Didn't they finally observe a black hole recently? I might be mistaken, but I thought I heard yeah, but I mean, there's something there, but they don't really understand what they're looking at. They're trying their best to come up with an idea, but they need to tune in to Ken's channel because Ken will tell them exactly what they're looking at. Where was Barry in the past weekend? Right behind a black hole. Air struck to a supersonic ball in a vacuum. That's what you believe, Lockbeard? Well, gosh, when you put it like that. Do they know what that means, Sean? You know what really grinds my gears? Why do they tear down more forests and woodlands to build when they could easily purchase the abandoned properties that are out there and start fresh? Yeah. And build higher, you know. We can build tall buildings better than we ever could before, and we could do a lot more of that. So, and then also there's the sea setting option, you know, 3/4 of the planet covered in ocean, and we haven't really colonized it at all. And so if we start building floating structures and floating cities, and I would love to do a project like that one day when I win the lottery. But and there's perfect places, like there's places where it's practically a dead zone where the nutrient level's too low to really support much life in the ocean. Stick one of those cities there. You're not really going to be damaging much. Just sitting there, floating in the water, and all that human, of course, processed and properly composted waste could discharge into the water, might invigorate life in that section of the ocean. Yep. Pablo just says, yep, that's what I believe. Cookies the Gamer, that's one long beard. Well, thank you. I hardly can get it on the screen. I need to get all my dreadlocks done in it, though. Probably not the right location for them. Sean says, yeah, it's within Einstein's theory of general relativity. The light was warping space-time enabling the light to travel around the black hole, something like that. Yeah, everybody wants to understand black holes. They just need to go over to Ken's channel, because mainstream science isn't getting it right. They're making some good observations, but a lot of their interpretations are way the hell off. And if they're using Einstein, they're messing up big time, and they are. So, Joe, I ran into a little difficulty getting there. We will say my apology. Music can be problematic. They stuck a music credit on one of my videos recently. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just stick to like David Fesliyan. I pay for that. And give the guy credit, proper like on screen, and but there was some music that was in that video that was on that the Sun, where we were looking at the tabloid The Sun. There was some music in the background, and YouTube picked up on it and put it in the description. So I won't play music unless it's something I'm trying my best to stick with the one artist, David Fesliyan. Play the song about or Hiveless. Now you're being a prick. Cookie's a gamer. Welcome to Lockbeard. Needs more studying though. We were looking for you, Barry, but that I understand. Maybe next time. Oh boy. Pablo called him a prick yesterday. All in fun. Since you laughed, I forgive you. Barry says, Joe, I tried and it killed me not to be able to be there. That will be a regret for a long time. Hopefully I will see you in Falk in a few weeks. Jen says about reservations, didn't mean you, Lockbeard, the guy from the paranormal channels I did. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I wasn't sure. Man. Reservations. So it makes me think of a nature preserve. I don't want to think of Sasquatch as an animal. I don't want people to think of him that. I hopefully it's clear to people once they understand that they're real, that these are forest people and should be considered, as if there are tribes of people that we're trying not to do harm to and encroach upon, and that deserve to have their space, and it's more about us staying out of their territory than putting them into a reservation. Although they will certainly wander among us as they see fit and seem to be able to just fine. Saying you might go, planning to make it. Bouncy House Island. What? Squatch Cowboys here. Welcome. Lots of good uncut and uncensored video coming out this Saturday on the Squatch Out. Awesome. Beetlejuice almost went supernova. Planet Earth's getting crowded. I think it is, Mr. Lee. I think we're way out of our way above what our natural numbers should be. I'm looking forward to it. I know y'all had a blast. Yeah, it should be on his channel, I think. I used to think we lived on a spinning ball in space, then I quit drinking the Kool-Aid. NASA lie, literally everything. It's all good. We're at least discussing it. Yeah, let me see if there's anything else interesting on this guy. He's got a couple videos. Lots of setting sun. It's just what happens when you're on a globe. Showing the problem with their illumination, because if you see here in this picture where they actually show would be a spotlight effect of the sun. Well, along this, if you drew a line down the center of the earth and then you look at what land is not being illuminated over here and over here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But if you call your fellow flat earthers in those parts of the world, you will find that those places are lit. So it throws a big monkey wrench in the whole idea that light only travels so far, because now you have light that's traveling further into some places than it is to others. Big problem, big monkey wrench there. So yeah, he covers a lot of stuff on here. I mean, pretty much destroys flat Earth. It's just that flat earthers don't seem to be able to understand that so what are you gonna do? Yep, there it is, a setting. Just a setting. Let's see here. I'd say come on over, Mr. Lee, but then too many would follow you and it would be too crowded. But you're right. Cowboy, is there a Macarena video in our future as well? I doubt you know much about the science of making such sure of yourself statements. What school did you go to? Talking to Hiveless. Oh, sorry, Brandy. My battery went dead on my camera. I want the Macarena. Hate when it happens. Cookies. Hiveless says a cookies gamer. I went to a state brainwashing institution just like you. Then I found out what was really up. No, you just saw some people online who saying some crazy stuff that they were just really good salesmen, really good at creating cult members. Did not show you one shred of actual evidence or actual science, but they made it sound good, so they recruited you. They recruited you to their religion. Who says, sir, me and you are nothing like. You will no doubt soon find out. I keep telling them to take a trip to the South Pole. Put their money where their mouths are and go to the South Pole. They say it's an ice wall. 99% of the Earth says no, it's not. It's not flat. I mean, go find that proof. Mr. Lee says the Sasquatch are people, but unfortunately they will not be treated as such. Well, hopefully people like us will be out there and vocal and do what we can to make sure that they are treated as people. I shall challenge Cowboy to a duel and have the dance. Or not, depends on what mood I'm in, but That's it, sir. Your confidence now literally hangs by my choice not to do what I like to do. Just saying. Papa says, I went to school before they started brainwashing. I watched change when all my hippie friends took over. Such a shame. Had to teach college graduates how to spell at work. Yep. You certainly didn't spend enough time to get brainwashed with some useful information, but you come at people of some sort of information. I don't know where you got it from, though. Couldn't get old Bear in on it, though. He didn't want to wear a Speedo. It's a damn shame. So where is the intelligence, sir? Please say something smart. I need a good laugh. Cookie is all angry. He's going at Hiveless there. Hiveless was calling names earlier though, so maybe, I don't know if he did right at Cookie, but not sure what you said there, Hiveless. I'm just playing with him, obviously. Do you really think I take this NASA comment seriously? He's just a clown. I thought cookies were sweet. Just questioning whether the fire is hot. Yeah. At least there's no room for denial anymore. Huh. Forgive me, I'm having an allergic reaction. You go right ahead. Not bothering me. Need some cyanide, maybe Benadryl. Sorry, I'm half asleep. Judy Wheeler's here. Hello, welcome. We have a flat Earth versus globe Earth showdown going on in the chat. I'm just showing pictures of undeniable proof that the Earth is a globe. No one can look at that who's thinking logically and say that that sun is not going below the horizon. Nope, sure can't. Sure can't. Maybe I got another one here. Yeah. There we go. Let's see. Time for another poem. What? Who had a poem? Papa says, who's denying college is full of Marxist indoctrination? I don't think anybody is. It's probably one of the things we can agree on, I think. Everybody here. Oh, thank you, Cookies. Okay. Judy, hello. Good to see you. Mr. Lee says. What do you play, Cookies? That's Brandy. He said, no one sent me to play games. Just play stupid games. You wouldn't get it. If you flat earthers become mainstream, you're not going to make me drink hemlock tea for you, are you? They'll never become mainstream. I think a lot of them are just getting off on. I think a lot of them are just trolls. Like some of them truly don't understand science, and the others are just trolls. They think it's cute. they think they're being edgy or whatever. Uh, Cookie Brandy understands and gets everything. Behave yourself with Brandy. She's queen of the chat. Hiva says, Papa, I was literally just thinking of suggesting that to Cookie Monster. Yep. Get another sunset going. Look at it going behind the horizon. That's the damnedest thing. And there's some kind of distortion going on there. Is it illusion? Is it the Matrix? I don't understand how it goes behind the horizon. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of just really throws a monkey wrench into that flat earth stuff. I just don't, they have an explanation, but it don't make any damn sense. Let's get some moon action. We said we were going to moon the flat earth. This moon, look at that. That's so cool. Some of them say it's plasma. They say the moon's made of plasma. You can see the same cratering pattern on it. The same side of the moon always faces. It's always the same. I would think if it was plasma, it wouldn't always look the same. And it, you'd see the same. You can see the topography on the moon. Cookie says Mr. Lee Brandy is speaking in a few levels above the median. Brandy is the queen of the chat. Those picks have now raised the score to Lockbeard 3, Flat Earther 0. Yeah. Mr. Lee says, Brandy, yes, I know. Just playing around with sweet cookies. Did you find me on Facebook, Jen? Brandy says, ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Went for a ride in a flying shoe. Hooray, what fun. It's time we flew. Cried, ickle me, pickle me, tickle me too. Brandy is a poet. I'm sure she'll sell autographed prints of that poem or for a price, right price. Papa says, if the sun disappears in the west, how do they move it back over to the east without us seeing it? Must be magic. I don't know. Well, that scientist was wrong because some people gone there, and it's like the flat earthers are missing out on the whole remote viewing thing. You want to talk about conspiracies? You're missing out on the remote viewing aspect of this. Where the remote viewer, when he was working for the government, was told to go check out the moon, and he went up there and said there was people there. And they could perceive him remote viewing them, and they told him to get the hell out. So, some kind of advanced people, I think probably humans, but some people think aliens. Brandy, that's just too good. Randy's Shell Silver. Oh, somebody else. Somebody's thought you made that up on the spot. Iva says, Papa, that works if it circles like a disc wherein the center is the North Pole. Nope. You can see the half of it behind the horizon, and it goes away. You can see the craters. During the first and last quarters, when the sun's shining from this direction on it, you can see shadows along the edges of the craters. It's a solid object. Undeniable. You can bounce a laser off of it. Aotearoa Cryptids is here. He says, your conspiracy on the conspiracy is a conspiracy. Yep. Pyro says, what's on the underside of their flat earth model? Sure would be a giant waste of space if nothing. I don't know. There's different ideas out there. Like I can't remember. I was talking to one of them, and they thought, because the question is, what's gravity? Because they don't believe it is, whatever. But they were saying that the flat Earth it's not just moving at a steady speed. They said it was accelerating and constantly just accelerating to maintain what we feel is 1G. So it's steadily increasing speed over time, I guess infinitely. And what proof of this they have, I don't, well, there clearly would not be, because that's just completely crazy. I don't remember a single day that the Earth didn't look flat. Every single day. Well, and it should on a globe of such size. We can't really see. We can't. If we're standing on the surface, the little thing we are, it should appear. We shouldn't be able to see that it's curved. The horizon being a line equidistant in all directions, given a flat, topography, but it's not always flat. But is a circle that goes all the way around us, and that circle is a curve. The reason why we can't see that curve is because you take the circle and you turn it on its side. You're standing in the center, looking at it edgewise, right? It looks flat. So, like, one of them was laughing at me about that. I said it should look flat on a spherical planet. I was like, yes, it absolutely should appear flat. This is just some geometry here. It's not that difficult. I haven't seen any flat Earth maps like that. Hiveless. No idea. I just know that it's not a spinning ball. It's a conspiracy, man. I thought we were on the back of a giant turtle. That tribe I used to work for believed that. And there's probably some other people that believe it too. It is, says Mr. Lee. Squatch Cowboy says, I was just talking to my friend Kenny on the phone, and if you watched Smoke's show last night, and Old Bear said some things about him that weren't true, and he's going to call Old Bear out. Well, Old Bear needs calling out. Oh, did I say that? He's another one of those making assertions that aren't based on any kind of evidence. Sorry, I don't believe in the flattened Earth. I know what's on the other side of the Earth. Aotearoa, or is it us? Yeah, it's one or the other. Oh, so I'm not the only one. See, He was one of those I was thinking about mentioning earlier, and I've already, probably pissed some people off, talking, about some people. I didn't want to bring up the old bears. Yeah. Anyway, you guys roll with it. Cookie says, "Beard, you can't deny the Earth looks flat; it just does." Yeah, yeah, and as it should on a globe, it should. You know, until you step far enough back. Problem is being able to step far enough back to see. Pyro says, "Say Judy, I saw you said you were from Florida on the other channel. Are you in Arkansas now?" Hyveless says, the azimuthal equidistant. I assume you mean equidistant. Your spelling's a little crab there. It's one example, but look up moon map. Yeah, right. And chat's just hopping. Not sure, but he's pissed. Beard, no, it shouldn't look flat unless the spear is really. That's what I'm saying. The spear is so big that you shouldn't be able to see. Like I was telling them earlier about, because they always say that the horizon rises to meet the eye, and I was telling them, no, it doesn't. Go take trigonometry and just work on it as much as you can to figure it out. The reason why you guys think it meets your eye is because the sphere is so big that our little ass standing on it can't we can only see a certain distance, and the horizon's there, and we're actually looking down, but the angle is so shallow, it's like something like 0.04 degrees, which is so small that it's almost imperceptible to something that's actually level with your eye. But it's not level with your eye. But it's just that they think it is because they don't know this. They think that's our proof of the flat Earth. The horizon always rises to meet the eye, and that is absolutely untrue. It absolutely does not. But they don't understand. They don't understand what I just explained. Arkansas, hey, Flat Rock, sure was good to meet you. Yeah, Flat Rock's here. Welcome. Jen at a high noon outside the saloon. Cookies the gamer. If the spear is small, then yeah, I would understand a bunch of people looking for curvature. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they expect to see from the surface. If you look at the horizon and you could see it curving down, then that curve, it's got to curve around and pretty much come up underneath your feet or something. You can't see the horizon curve from the surface. You just can't. It should appear exactly flat. It's a circle around you. You are seeing the curve. You're just not understanding that you're looking at it on edge. Almost exactly on edge. Exactly not exactly, but roughly 0.04 degrees off, but you're pretty much, it's close enough that it looks flat, as it should be. That's the trigonometry. But they won't listen. They don't understand. They think they got a real zinger there. The horizon always rises to meet your eye. They really think they've got us. Killing me, Smalls. Just a killing me. Boy, the chats are moving now. Them's fighting words. Cookies, it looks like the horizon was curved when I was at sea. It is an optical illusion. You're right, though. The Earth was too big to tell with the eyes at sea level anyway. Yeah. You should not be able to see the horizon curve. That would unless you're looking at it and you're understanding that you see a certain distance out, and you understand that that's a curve, but you're looking at it on edge. Can't spell either. Flat Earth, where's Connor? Oh, he showed up last night. I think he was mad too. He might have been a little bit. He seemed to be coming in hot. Toledo Juanita, welcome. Thanks for coming. Brandy says again, I say, does it actually matter what the heck shape we live on? We still have to live. Well, for a lot of people, it probably doesn't really matter because it's never going to affect their daily life, sure. But I kind of hope humanity, like goes to space and stuff and goes and explores the universe. And these people think we live in a snow globe. Funny name for a flat Earth, but their flat Earth model, they think it's flat and there's some kind of dome over it. It's a snow globe. They really should rename that. Now, keep that name. I think we're going to call flat earthers snow globers because that's what they think. They think we're in a snow globe. Cookie says, Papa, yep, it tricks me too because you're thinking Earth is a globe, but it really doesn't. Earth is too big, yeah. But that's good that you understand that it's curved, so your mind's just trying to make it be what it knows it is. And Iva says all the pics of Earth from space put next to one another show different landmass sizes. Bring it up, Lockbeard, not one legit pic. You claim there's not one legit pic, but then you'll turn around and say there's pics from balloons that no fisheye lens, and so I could say to you, you got no legit pic. So, rather than even tackle that, how about we just say call it a draw and just forget the pics? Or I think before he came in, I mentioned about fisheye lenses. If you're looking at footage through a fisheye lens and the horizon passes the very center of the lens, if it is flat, it should still look flat in a fisheye lens when the horizon intersects the center of the lens, and it never does. Never. Because it's not flat. The fisheye lens thing doesn't hold water. Yeah, I've noticed with Connor, he'll pop in, he'll say hi real quick, and then he'll leave. He's not actually there for most of these live streams. He pops in and he leaves. So I don't know why that is. If he wants people to think he's there, or if that's his intention, or not sure which point you're referring to, but thanks. No curvature has ever been found. I just told you where it's at. You look at it every time you look at the horizon. You're just not understanding that the horizon is a circle around you. It's around you. You're right in the center pretty much. Now it's a curved surface, but it's so big that the curve is so gradual you can't tell. And you're looking down at that horizon point at 0.04 degrees, which is such a small angle because the Earth is so big that you can't tell that is not level with your eye. which means that circular horizon, any direction, you can look a certain distance, and it's the equal distance from you in the center. You're looking at that circle edgewise. So it looks flat, exactly as it should to you, unless you're able to perceive the difference of very tiny angles, which most people can't. It's too small. So Cowboy, he lurks. He must. As soon as somebody mentioned him in chat, every time he pops up. Yeah, he probably does in some cases. I've just noticed, like, I'll come in, I'm saying hi to everybody, and some people, when you do the @ symbol and you start to put their name in, it don't pop up, and very often his name doesn't pop up when I seen him in chat earlier. So I think sometimes he just pops in and says hi and leaves. Hot with Swamp. He might be. But some of his camp video tonight was really good. Hiveless, is that true? About what? No curvature was ever found? No, that's absolutely not true. What he said. Cowboy, you can't be on talking 1,000 mph. The butt boy is tiring. Yeah, he's moving 1,000 miles an hour, which is a neat trick on a flat Earth. Cowboy, Bigfoot, and non-rocks. My swamp brother. Swamp brother. Brandy says, he makes me very emotional. It's not often you see someone that has the passion that he does. He supports everyone and spreads nothing but positive vibes. He didn't talk that fast in person, but he won't stop for sure. Hiveless says you should be able to measure 8 inches per mile squared of curvature not found. You've been told it's not found. You've been lied to. Go do the measurement yourself. You're trusting someone else. You haven't done it yourself. Go do it. Jen says, Anon, he seems like a good guy out there doing the damn thing. That's for sure, Brandley. Papa says, if you go 100 miles up, you can see it plain as day. But I doubt you believe, with all the power we have in rocket engines, that anyone has done that. Thanks, Juanita. It is a snow globe. Yeah. You live in a globe. It's a snow globe, but you live in a globe. Cookie says a circle around from what you can see must be flat on a sphere too. So lack of curvature isn't even an argument. Yeah, they don't understand the geometry. I mean, technically you're looking down on the circle ever so slightly, but it's such a small angle that you can't tell that it's not level with your eye. Which is funny, because it's the same thing that, I mean, they say it meets your eye. So that basically they're admitting that the horizon is at least nearly, that they're standing in the center of that circle of the horizon. So I don't know how to beat this into anyone's head. No, that's not the whole point of NASA. I mean, there's probably some good criticisms of NASA, but this is not one of them. Oh boy. NASA doesn't have proof the Earth is is a globe. Never did. Cookie's a gamer. The further you are from something, the smaller it looks. The closer it looks, the bigger. Preschool stuff, yeah. NASA's job is not to fake space. Yeah. I was definitely opening up a can of worms. I don't know how to get open last night. We got onto it last night, and I decided to poke them a little bit today. That's what they told Socrates, Papa says. Iblis, I'm serious. You can check NASA's site. Never do they claim proof of anything. They're just there to build rockets and shoot people up there and try not to kill them. Cookies, you ready to tell me what game you're into now? You got a PS5. I still have my original Nintendo. Distortion, refraction is involved due to atmospheric conditions. For 29 years old, he knows a lot of stuff. Brandy, I don't play as much as I used to. Quake. Icon's here. Hello, Icon. Just showing some pictures that indisputably prove the Earth is not flat tonight. Maybe we should get another one going here. Let's see what we got. Another moon pic. How about that? Let's see here. Boom. There it goes, going down behind the horizon. It's not shrinking into the distance. Cookies, I know they're just pretend. Small beer drinking my mind. Yes, Joe, he is a wealth of information. Connor is fabulous with conversations. We haven't got enough atmosphere or bad enough lenses to distort the size of a continent. Back to school, Papa says. He must have done it wrong. The Earth is curved. Sorry to tell you, it's you must have done it wrong. Super Mario. Good night, Sandra. Thanks for coming. Take it easy. Papa says, how come we're the only snow globe anyone could see? Is this because we can't see out? Yeah, we can observe other planets, their globes, but they won't even accept that the moon is real. Like it's a ball of plasma or something to them. Good night. God bless, Sandra. Not true. Distortions compound very quickly across not such fast distances like thick glass. See, there's an explanation, a very unlikely explanation for everything. That whenever actual observations don't conform to flat Earth, they start coming up with distortions and plasma and the matrix and whatever else. And I have not. I'm not a big fan of Stephen King. I tried reading his stuff, and the dude is just on some other. He's from another planet. Like even the movies that they made out of some of his books, I mean, they were good for a watch, but I don't really have any interest to go watch them again. I do not understand why people think he's a great writer. I don't see it, but maybe it's just taste. Huh. Brandy says, "How much Earth could a flat earther flatten if a flat earther could flatten Earth?" I don't know. Couldn't help yourself, huh? Uh, Joe, you haven't said hello. Are you upset with me? Oh, he probably just missed you. We fed him steak Saturday night. Betty ain't ate that well in a while. Of course, it's not flat. It's a Mobius strip. Yeah. Papa says, "You got a lens like that, Hiveless? Just go to the fun house in the carnival. They're really not using them to take pictures of her." Oh man. Judy, I think I said howdy earlier. If I didn't, a big howdy to you. Icon says, "Hey, Mr. Three People, how you been?" Goes Icon. Look, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get people to look at a video instead of actually going outside and looking at reality. Um, People don't need to look at the look. People need to stop looking. I've seen these videos where they show the sun shrieking into the distance and all. It's it's fake. It's fake. You want to know what's really outside? You go outside and you look at it. You can see the sun and the moon rise and set every day. Well, almost every day. Sometimes there's clouds. Any of the guys are trying to say, "Well, you put this filter on, and then you can see that the sun. There actually isn't a sun there. The sun's over here somewhere." And I've been right here the whole time. Brandy, it goes round and round. What's this? I hear you have one of those newfangled Nintendos. Oh boy. Oh, Galileo might warp his mind. Must have been an interesting stream so far. Well, we're mooning the flat Earth tonight. Do we really have any unquestionable facts about our planet? I think we do. I think we have plenty of unquestionable facts. Odd TV, Rod Skilba. Icon, yes, it has been. I've been in chat for hours now. Yeah, how long have I been on here? Oh, gosh. Yeah, 2 hours. Don't watch any of those. Yes, it's that thing I'm sitting on. Yeah. If the earth was flat, we wouldn't have anything. The damn cats would knock everything off. Ain't that the truth? Now, see, now you've run out of attempts at proof, so now you want to insult the IQs of people that believe what the actual science shows. That's okay. You go right ahead. I will have this until I'm sure you guys are using a thinking error, some call closed thinking. Round Earth equals intelligent design. Flat Earth equals lazy design. Yeah. What time? What time is it over there, Mr. Lee? Should be 441 right now over there. No, it's the original Nintendo still works. Yeah. God, it's pretty lazy. 10:39 here in Oklahoma. Yeah. Here in Oklahoma. Comment too long? Icon says, Brandy, I haven't seen one in a long time. Never got one as I really didn't think they were much of an improvement over my Coleco. Coleco? What? Shame on you. I hate when that happens, Judy. Says Brandy. 3 and 0. I don't know. I don't think I've said much really. Yeah, I think he knows, Mr. Lee. Yeah, he's keeping score apparently. Mark Dobman, Lockbeard bitching doesn't constitute a refutation. Man, I refuted the shit out of some stuff. I don't know what you... Show some actual evidence instead of some CGI faked video on YouTube that doesn't correlate with what billions of people can go outside every day and observe with their own eyes. See, flat earthers want you looking at YouTube videos all the time that prove flat earth instead of going outside and actually looking at this thing we call reality, where the sun and the moon set and we can easily look at the moon and see that it's a solid object. It's not a churning mass of plasma or anything like that. You can see the shadows when in the first and third quarters, when the sun's either that way or that way from the moon, and you can see the shadows on the crater edges. So I don't know. I know that the trigonometry might have been a little much. I mean, I didn't, try to throw it on the screen or anything, but whoops. Still have all the gaming systems we got during childhood. 3 older brothers got the next new system. $45 from me. I wore mine out in the 80s and quit gaming and had a life. I never could get too heavily into playing video games myself. My friends that I usually hung out with were like, they just seemed to live for Nintendo. Like you couldn't hardly get them to do anything else. I mean, it's a wonder either one of them ever bred, but they did. But I was out in the woods so much. Like anytime I had a chance, I'd be out in the woods. If I wasn't reading or gardening at home or something like that, I was out in the woods fishing or catching snakes or turtles or whatnot. Guess I'm too lazy to type it in again. 4-0 now. What did I say they get 4? I wasn't even trying. I don't know what I said to get 4. Brandy says back then we had to play nonstop. We couldn't save the damn game. Oh yeah. And television. If you bumped into Lockbeard, would you introduce yourself? Probably would. For most people, being described as a flat earther is an insult. The idea of the earth being flat is considered not only wrong, but a model of wrongness, the gold standard for being incorrect. Schmack. I mean, a lot of people say, well, they're not hurting anybody. Well, Skeeter, he's not hurting anybody. I'm going to call, I don't, look, the spread of misinformation such as that, especially if they ever, and today with the internet and stuff, kids could be exposed to this. If you expose a kid to flat earth nonsense, and you have sabotaged that child's education, you have committed a psychological crime for which, if the Eternus Empire ever rises, you would probably be thrown in a dungeon for life for sabotaging the child. You sabotage the child's education, you have sabotaged their entire life, their future, their career, and that's absolutely not acceptable. So, flat earthers, be warned. You believe what you want, you believe your religion all you want, but don't be trying to infect children with this stuff. Not cool. Facts. I want facts. She wants facts. You get to go fishing yet, Mark? Why did we have an Atari before Nintendo? Huh? I don't know. Randy, I'm starting to feel old here. No, mate, coming out of lockdown tomorrow. Woohoo! So is the government backing down on their nonsense down there? They figured out they screwed up. People gave it until I wasn't even born yet. Had an original Atari. It was wooden. I wish I wrote that. I'm just copying and pasting. Yeah, whatever it takes. That is also why it is the highest honor when you realize it actually is. And nope. We're wishing you tight lines, mate. Brandy, do you remember that Tarzan game? It was a hoot to play. Paramedic, you would. Cool. Initially, oh my god. I don't know exactly to what you're referring, but thanks. That I said. Pyromedic says all Atari games I played they put into one old style controller a few years ago. If that was true, but it's not. Back in the Dark Ages, the flat earthers hurt a lot of people for saying the Earth was round. Yeah. But they. I mean, it's a bad time. Can you imagine being burned alive or drawn and quartered? Horrendous. These people, in the name of their God, were doing these horrible, torturous things to people. How does someone come to that kind of mentality? Why would you want to burn someone alive? That's insane. Yeah, you have to be a psycho to do something like that. I mean, if you got to go to war, but don't torture someone to death. It's crazy to think about that humans did stuff like that. Papa Craig, Mr. Luther, the wood grain really made the console, but weather balloon flight in the stratosphere, uncut, skip to 134. I don't know if I'm going to play any videos tonight. But if you won't believe any of the official pictures and video, why should we believe your video? What makes your video better than ours? So I say we call it a draw on videos and pictures such as that, because that could be faked. That could be CGI. I don't know. What are you trying to show me? What are you trying to pass off on me there? I haven't dunked a worm in a while now. Gallagher, yeah. Lockbeard, any plans to go fishing soon? Initially, I haven't done a lot of fishing in recent years. Spending time working as an environmentalist, testing the waters, taking samples and testing the waters in the area and the lake that I was an avid fisherman in, and seeing what's actually in it, kind of lost interest in eating fish out of many of our lakes. They're nasty sewer pits. There were some people in that lake dumping raw sewage into the lake. So I don't know. I don't know if I'd like to do a little fishing again in the future, but I want to be where I have a good, clean source of fish. We have a gamer's chair. Pitfall. Galaga. Once upon a time, Brandy says, once upon a time, cookies. Definitely don't get to play as often as I used to. I think the last game I got into was Battlefront on PlayStation. The good old days, Lockbeard, what the fuck? Yeah. Pong, Jen says. Tomb Raider. Judy says Brandy, she loves it in her spare time. Having 4 babies at home is taking most all of her time. It's the same situation with kill a small block with my bow the other day. Cookie says, but I still think I played a lot more. Icon says, I was going to admit to still having one, but I thought against it. Minto, Switch good for the kiddies, just dance games. Pyro says the fish around here have too much. Yeah, we haven't done a good job keeping our waters clean. Where I tested at was the Grand Lake area, and taking that sample, dumping out of Seneca, Missouri. Your wastewater treatment plant was dumping sewage effluent into Lost Creek that looked like green paint. Way the fuck out of compliance, obviously. Your water could still be crystal clear and be out of compliance, but this was way beyond that. It looked like green paint dumping into Lost Creek, and that goes into Grand Lake, and that's just for starters. So, I don't know. Take a little extra vitamin C to help chelate the heavy metals. Pyro says the waters are getting too much nitrates in them to swim in. Yeah, we got. There's too much. Of course, the chicken litter issue. There's a little bit of that, and The water coming down Neosho River is already nutrient impaired before it even crosses the Kansas-Oklahoma border. If you look upstream there, they got a lake called Lake Marion. The entire lake has a major algae bloom pretty regularly, and it looks like green paint. Damn thing turns solid green. They have to shut down the beaches. They can't. Their drinking water comes out of there, so it takes a lot more to process the water. So they got to pay higher prices for their water. And I saw one article where 3 dogs or something like that died from drinking it. We are not taking very good care of our lands and our water. And unfortunately, with this global warming BS they're pushing on people, which a lot of people are kind of like, what? People with no real education and they're even being suspicious of it, as they should be, because it's just about money and power and a lot of bullshit. So now you're driving off people from supporting real environmental issues because you're throwing this bullshit at them, and you're putting these regulations they're killing some of the small businesses. Telling people you're going to charge them a tax because their cow farted. They're hurting environmental issues more than they're helping by pushing this global warming agenda. They need to freaking stop. Let's see here. Starting to fall behind again. More gaming talk. Judy says to Pyro, so damn sure I'm not sure if I can even try to eat those fish anymore. Well, I mean, it's like a neurotoxin. It's not good. But a lot of people like old gold prospectors used it to amalgamate the gold, to extract gold, and then of course once you get, because it dissolves gold, and then you basically boil off the mercury, and so they get a lot of mercury exposure. But a lot of people say, I've been doing this my whole life and nothing ever happened. Well, who knows why? Maybe your body's better at getting rid of mercury, or who knows. But just don't drink it. But have you ever heard of that? She was like some queen, like in Asia somewhere, where they preserved her. Like they put there was mercury in her her tomb or whatever, and I guess the mercury vapors preserved her like almost perfectly. I wish I could remember the name. Something interesting stuff. Yeah. Let's see here. That was on the game. Got a whole side conversation of gaming going on. Mr. Lee, you get stupid over time and everything starts falling apart. Totally poison our fresh water. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just another reason why people need to find a natural spring somewhere where you can get your drinking water. You can't really trust bottled water. A lot of times it's just tap water. You could collect rainwater might help a little bit, but you can't entirely trust it because you don't know what's in the air. Um, but you should collect rainwater for, if you can, if it's something you could do, to flush your toilets and you go through your water heater and your water, because it preserves all your plumbing. There's no calcium. There's no lime buildup from rainwater because there's no lime in it. So it preserves your plumbing. So, it's a good idea. But, women used to want to use rainwater to wash their hair. Thought it was better. Of course, rain fell on our heads for all of our evolutionary history. So why would it not be good to use it instead of tap water? Pyro. That's what mercury poisoning causes. Yeah. Find another moon pick. We'll keep mooning the flat Earth. Boom. There we go. Keep mooning the flat Earth. Oh, I live where there's no people. Water still tastes like crap where it flows through iron. Land is poison as well. Yeah. Can you say fart on YouTube? I guess. Um, they'll start blocking it eventually. Pyro says, seriously, we have one of the biggest industrial parks in America and the highest cancer rates in the state. BRB need ice cream. Don't do it. Mr. Lee says, or is it that you actually can't fart during a live stream? I'm not sure. I think you can do either one. Papa says, cow's my eye. What are about the billions of people fluctuating all over the planet? Yeah. It's just bullshit. They come up with this ridiculous bullshit and wonder why people are getting suspicious of environmentalism in general. They're hurting our efforts to do what really needs to be done with this damn crap, this freaking global warming nonsense. When the Younger Dryas impact occurred 13,000 years ago, there was 160 species, roughly, of megafauna, huge animals, massive herds, many, many thousands of, woolly mammoths and stuff running around. And I guarantee they were all farting like crazy, and they're all wiped out. And the atmosphere isn't supposed to be able to take that influx of methane. It's just an excuse to just get a little more money out of people, and to squeeze a little bit more, make it harder for people to make a living. And imagine there's a little sprinkling of veganism in there. They're trying to make it harder for people to buy meat, because if you tax the cows for farting, they're probably going to raise the prices. Most flat earthers are trolls, so that's that. Yeah, I think a lot of them are just trolls. They either can't science very well at all, or they're a troll. So we can play with the trolls. Might be. I don't remember the name of it was like an Asian queen or something, or princess. Icon says, okay, I have returned. You're thinking of, yeah, that looks more like it. She was reserved by placing her body over a pond of mercury. Yeah. Yeah. Old bear just got notification. Papa says it's past Papa's bedtime. Gotta take my meds for. It was fun bantering with Hiveless Bee and having a conversation with good folks. You too, Papa. Thanks for coming. Have a good night. Rainwater. It's impossible to have a pressurized atmosphere surrounded by a vacuum without something separating to arrest my case. No, it's not impossible. There's this thing called gravity holding the atmosphere. Dude. It's not absolutely not impossible. Yeah, you're thinking like let's say I had a container with atmosphere pressurized in the container, and I just dropped that container in the middle of space. Okay, in that circumstance, yeah, you need a barrier because there's no gravity holding that gas in that container. It's not a big mass that's able to hold the gas. So if you open the container, it's going to shoot right out. But the Earth is this big freaking chunk of matter with some gravity holding this stuff to it. So you do not need a barrier. My phone just went wonky. We got a cold front coming in. Jen says, well, folks, good night. My phone is about done. Have a great night, everyone. See you somewhere. You too, Jen. Thanks for coming. I mean, we'll probably be wrapping her up soon ourselves. Did he, Mr. Lee? So you see what I mean? You know, fucking Carrie's a hypocrite. Bullshit Odysseys, Carrie is a hypocrite. He'll ban you from chat if you say something slightly wrong. But Zasky can come on there and drop F-bombs all day long. I don't know if Zasky's sucking him off. Or they're part of the same con, you know? I don't know. But Carrie's a hypocrite for that. And I don't see how anyone can deny that. Papa says you missed a very important part of the equation, Hylas. You figure it out, okay? I'm out. Have a good night. Jen says icon. Yeah, suddenly realized I was definitely right. Well, if you believe in flat Earth, you believe in some magical crap, right? So maybe the spherical Earth has a little bit of magic too. Freaking somebody sprinkled some pixie dust on it, so it magically holds that atmosphere. So so you think the Earth is flat, and the only way that can be is if it's a bunch of magic. You think God made it that way, and I guess it's just it functions on divine power, and there's this big dome over the top of it. It's all magical stuff. It's not It's not something that's scientifically explainable. What's underneath the damn thing? I mean, gravity is just a wonderful explanation for things, but you're throwing that out the window. Um, so maybe we on the round Earth should adopt a little magic of our own. You say we can't hold an atmosphere to the Earth? Fine. Some pixie dust has been sprinkled on the Earth, and it magically holds that atmosphere. Problem solved. See you, Jen. Gravity. Yep, it's a thing. It's a thing. Earth's off. Icon says Earth off gases its atmosphere in small amounts all the time. Yeah. Iva says the pressurized differential is too great between a vacuum and our atmosphere for gravity to account for the equalization tendency of nature seeking equilibrium. No. What? What'd I say, Mr. Lee? What'd I say? Cover your ears. Cover your ears. Checking it out. Not coming back from this drubbing. Hiveless, the winner is. Lockbeard, catch you next time. Thanks, Mark. You don't want to hang out for my finishing move? I might have one. I don't know. Gravity equals magical crap. Well, like the entire flat Earth theory, or should I said it myself? Damn it! The entire flat Earth religion. Gravity. Look, you believe in magnetism, right? You watch Ken. Ken has tried to explain to people that gravity and magnetism are the same thing. It's just that a magnet is coherent magnetism and gravity is incoherent magnetism. It's really not that difficult. It's not magic. I mean, go back and watch. Ken has so many videos and he talks about this stuff and explains it. That's what I mean. I'm just so glad he's out there because it would be impossible to really to catch up to what he's already done. But he's explained this, what gravity actually is. Because yes, mainstream science cannot tell you what gravity actually is. They can tell you what it does. It makes shit fall. It makes shit come together into balls, like the Earth. But they don't know what it is. Ken explains what it is. They don't understand that it's not an autonomous force. Mainstream science does not understand that gravity is not an autonomous force. It's not its own force. It's the same damn thing as magnetism. So, Ken explains this, that gravity is not magical crap. You just got to go back and watch his videos and read his book. I mean, he's on I don't know if he's finished the 4th edition of the Missing Secrets of Magnetism, but read that. He ate the whole pint? What? You exclude gravity, you're expecting to have complications. You're a little slow, but that's what I like about you. You're leaving, Mark? Yeah, looks like he was. Gotta catch me fish, Mark, and send me some pics. How can weak force of gravity counter the centrifugal spin? How come water doesn't fly off? Gravity isn't that strong. What time is it? Coming up on 3 hours up in this bitch. Don't pretend to know. Let's see what Cookie's got for them. Don't pretend to know what you're talking about, please. It's cringe. I'm pretty smart, though, I have to admit. Oh, boy. Yep. Balls. I'm fascinated by your opinions. You're projecting. I actually do know what I'm talking about. No, you clearly do not. Lazar explained gravity anyway. Bob Lazar. Cookie says, hi. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I thought you were a flat earther. Boom. See what else I got for you. Another nice image of the moon setting. Yes. Boom. There it be. There it be. Get it centered a little better. He's a flat earther, Cookies. Cookies the gamer. The earth is flat. She just keeps repeating it over and over again. You know, there was a certain leader of 1940s Germany who was a fan of repeating the same lie over and over again until people believed it. He learned well. Now, incidentally, many of his scientists went to NASA, so I'm starting to think maybe you're a NASA plant hiveless. You seem to have something in common with those nasties that worked for NASA after the war. Wonder what's really going on here. What is really going on here? Let's pop that one off here. Let's get a different moon up there. Let's get a different one. Lots of moon rises and moon sets. They never end because it happens constantly. Like the earth is proved not to be flat over and over and over again. The moon always calls me. Like a werewolf. Yeah. Get that pulled, zoomed in a little bit. Look up NASA photo of the Earth every year, all fake. Those hot air balloon photos were fake that you like. Those are fake. See, we can both do that. We can both say all the photos are fake. But luckily, we don't need photos or video of any kind. They can all be fake. We don't know. You can't prove yours are real, and if I can't prove mine are real, which I don't have any personally, but what I can do is go outside and watch this happen all the time. That right there. Moon rises, moon sets, sun rises, sunsets. Just every day a reminder that the earth is not flat. It can't be. You can't explain that. It disappears. It goes behind the horizon. The body may perhaps compensate for the loss of a true metaphysics. I can email you a picture of my moon if you wish. Oh, it's okay. Trying to run through the ones I found. What is it called to you, Judy? Not only did I just watch the moon set, I could see that it was illuminated just slightly along one edge from the sun. It had a shadow. The damn thing has a shadow. How does a ball of plasma have a shadow? Yeah, it's a good pick. It's a good pick. Thank you. I didn't take it. I stole it. Fair enough, Lockbeard. Let's just agree you're wrong. Well, we can't agree that I'm wrong because I'm not. Cookies the Gamer. All pictures are fake and math is the language of Satan. Show me proof. Flat Earth strategy in a nutshell. Pretty close to Muskogee. On a farm about 5 or 6 miles west of Muskogee. About a half mile south from the Arkansas River. That's almost enough information for someone to zero in on me, but there's lots of farms out here, so good luck. Yeah, pretty close to Muskogee. Follow up on anything I've tried to get LB to link to play. I'm not playing any videos tonight. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, have you seen those chickens that are completely black, even their innards and black? Yeah. Trying to remember the name of them. I thought they were pretty cool, but damn, they want a lot of money for them suckers. They want a lot of money for them suckers. Sarami AM or something. I don't know. It's a weird name. Cool. Cool if you'd like. If I can. If I get this new job, I'll be traveling all the surrounding states most of the time. But Mr. Lee says, very expected, yes. It's just so mystifying. Expensive. Yeah. Yeah. I'll put up one more. Forget that one. I ain't gonna put that one up. Let me see if I can find yeah, I didn't quite get the name right. I am Chamani or Chamani is the name of those chickens. So if I can get yeah, there we go. I found a picture of them. One of them, Mr. Lee. Hold on just a second. There you go. That's one black chicken. Hi, let's be. I used to be a baller. Used to think Effie was dumb. Then I had the accident. Was it a head accident? Did you hit your head? Get up early, y'all. You too, Squashing Cowboy. See you later. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, one black chicken. Yeah, I thought they were pretty cool. Just have to be satisfied with the normal breeds. I used to. Oh, I've had a variety of chickens in the past, but one breed I really liked was Well Summers. Kind of your standard chicken, standard like as far as the coloration stuff, but it had brown eggs with these little brown spot or dark brown spots on them. They're pretty, it looked really good, like because I sold eggs, so I had some blue egg layers, some green egg layers, some brown, some white, really light brown, some little darker brown, and then the well summer eggs, which had spots, and just mixed them up and threw them in there, and people will look at it and they'd just be amazed by the variety of colors and just gave me their money. But I don't do that anymore because I don't have a place to do it anymore. But it was just neat to have that wide variety of colors of eggs. And it might affect it. That's the one, yeah. That chicken has a blue sheen to it, neat. And there are no blacker chicken. Well, I've seen people talk about it's not like actual black, the meat, it's not actual black. But it's dark. See if I can find another picture of them here. Maybe we'll get a headshot. Well, if it'll cooperate with me. Let's see here. Yeah, everything's black on the outside, though, for the most part. Some of them that don't have very strong genetics for the coloration aren't as quite as solid black. Like they'll be a little red in the comb and stuff. It's dark. It's just not like pure black. Good job, T-Frame. Was that that's where we're going with it. Yeah, I've had a few of those. Had a lot of different kinds. Chickens are fascinating creatures, very intelligent. Yeah, they're neat. Everyone should have a few. It's just a little extra food security around your house. You don't need a lot to keep some hens. Like, you go get you 5 or 6 hens and keep them in like you don't have to build a big elaborate coop. They just don't need that much space, really. Like, you could build something really small to keep them in. Some people have them tractors because they need to keep them pinned up and move them around the yard. There's a few out here on the property that they don't get really used, but So someone living in town, if they're worried about dogs and stuff, get them, or even living out in the country and they're worried about coyotes, have something like that and have enough hens to give you the eggs that you need. So you have fresh eggs, just a little self-sufficiency. Yeah. Able-bodied is here. I'm so hard. Are you? Well, that's nice to know, I guess. Yeah, it's like the no white meat chicken. And Guinness, too. Mr. Lee says, Judy, I will have to look into that and let you know for certain. Chickens don't drive fucking tractors. No. Well, they don't do any driving. Unfortunately. It's too bad. If they could move their own chicken tractor, that'd be awesome. Lockbeard, the geniuses want to pick your mind apart. What? Who does? What geniuses? Like Hiveless? Still trying to figure out if he's a troll or not. He might be. So I mentioned vitamin C before on here. So let's take a look at this right now. This company makes liposomal encapsulated vitamins. By the way, he's going to have an early night, but since you saw me trolling the FEs, thought I better represent. You represented well. Thanks for coming. So that's what it looks like. It's kind of like it doesn't mix with the water. So you put a little shot glass with a little bit of water and you just kind of shoot it down. And it's in these packets. And you can, so liposome, when you say, if you don't understand what liposomal encapsulation is, it's microbial hollow spheres. Liposomes are made of the same material as your cells in your body, and pretty much. So when they form in solution, whatever vitamins in that solution will be encapsulated inside those liposomes. It's a hollow little ball, but it's microscopic. It's in that stuff there. And those liposomes allow it to be uptake into the cells way better than normal. So this company makes that, so you don't have to do it on your own, and you can do it with any vitamin. You got vitamin C, B complex, glutathione. You can create, if you have like a medication, you can make liposomes around the medication. The problem with it is it's expensive. For a gram of vitamin C, you're basically spending about $1, as opposed to taking some cheap store-bought stuff. You know, these are like half gram tablets, but it doesn't absorb very well. It's not liposomal encapsulated. You just got to take a bunch of it, but it's cheap. You know, I think I don't know, didn't pay much for that container, but so it's an expensive way to buy vitamin C, but it's an option. You know, if you want to try and stay healthier, you may want to look into it. And if you don't want to make your own, now there's ways of making your own. But you could look that up. You can find people talking about that online. You can do it with just a blender, but it's, you know, not the highest quality. But, you know, if you're looking for the cheapest way to get away with it, and it's better than nothing, right? Laughing at flat earthers isn't trolling. Cookie says it's natural reaction of a normal person. Yeah, I said it. Now that is on my need to have list. Yeah. Like I said, if I was diagnosed with cancer, I would, because I got, you know, powder, you know, package of powdered vitamin C back here that I ordered just for this to make liposomal encapsulated vitamin C, and I think it's lecithin made from something. Anyway, when you mix them together, they say you use it like a jewelry cleaner because the vibration stimulates the formation of the liposomes. But either way, you can do it in a blender and you'll get some liposomes. So it's, anyway, if I ever get diagnosed with cancer, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to down a bunch of that, start fasting. Like, I'm going to stop eating. Don't wait for the body. I'm not going to wait for the body to start just making me not want to eat, you know, lose appetite. At that point, you may be too far gone, and it's your body's last-ditch effort to try and save itself. But that's what I'll do. I'll just start taking a bunch of liposomal vitamin C and stop eating. More than likely, be fine, because the doctors are just going to poison me with chemo and radiation, maybe cut on me. It's barbaric. It's freaking Stone Age shit. Why don't they just bust out the leeches while they're at it? People with Down syndrome laughing at people. Oh man, it's getting rough. I was raised a Glober, so I guess I'm going to represent. Yeah, represent, man. I used to get vitamin B12 shots at the doctor. It's not the same, you're a troll. It's not your fault. Yes, I take 2,000 milligrams a day. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone should at least take that. You know, of course, you could take more, but the more you take, the less your body can absorb. So there's diminishing returns, but if you can afford it, like if you can afford to down, you know, 2 grams like you, or 3 or even 4 or 5 grams, whatever you feel like taking, go ahead. You should do it. You can't poison yourself with it. It's not like some other things. If you think you're flat, if you think it's flat, you're mistaken. The only good ending to this play, weather balloon flight to stratosphere uncut. Well, they've done those, and they could, you get the high altitude balloons video. It shows, there's a curve. High. So when you see sky rotation being different on south and north side of the equator, what is your reaction? He probably hasn't actually gone out and observed this himself. I mean, I'm satisfied with the mass numbers of different scientific proofs of the Earth being a globe. I don't question the video that you can see of the stars circling in the sky in the south and in the north. I haven't personally observed these things, but other scientists have, and science has, for the most part, been pretty good about, being right about stuff. Proper scientific method. We got, man, look at the stuff we got. I mean, we're talking on the internet right now. Science gave that to you, Hiveless. It's kind of awesome. And you're distrusting all of it. Pretty much, it sounds like. I mean, that's a massive, massive conspiracy if the shape of the planet has been hidden. I mean, that's some next level shit right there. Boy, you're loading up heavy. Are you sure you got a deficiency? Have you been tested to see if you have a deficiency? Because you're loading up. Be careful with that, Mr. Lee. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. But I don't trust the doctors to treat me if I get cancer, though. I've watched them send people home multiple times. They abused the patient, failed to save them, and then said, well, we can't help you, go home and die. I'll skip that whole step and just cure myself. They mostly ignore those points, yeah. Cookies, the gamer, that is a good refutation. I have theories that pertain to perspective. The Beast must be walked. Great show. Nighty night, peeps. All right, you have a good night, Mr. Lee. I'm probably going to try and wrap it up pretty quick. Anyway, so we'll see you next time, man. Thanks for coming. Internet equals globe Earth, Lockbeard 2021. I'm just saying, man. Science is kind of awesome. It has achieved many good things around you. If you're going to deny the scientific method itself, because there's no scientific method involved in any of the flat Earth claims. There's just none. There hasn't been any actual science, but that's why there's no actual evidence for flat Earth. You guys think you got evidence, but you don't. And when we talk about actual observation of the sun and the moon, you guys just say, "Oh, well, that's not what actually is going on." There's some solar flare reflected off some swamp gas and some bullshit that the Men in Black might make up. as to why what we can observe ourselves every single day in the sky is somehow not reality. That, by definition, is fantasy, as is every single thing that the flat earthers say. So either you are a troll or you're really bad at science, which is fine. You just don't want to go into that field. You might try, pizza delivery, perhaps. I know pizzas tend to be round, but you can deliver the square ones. Oh, man. I have theories. People are having cancer treatment results with iodine and dewormers. Yeah. Well, iodine's an important nutrient. A lot of people probably aren't getting enough iodine. That's connected to, the aquatic ape hypothesis stuff I talked about before, where people were, when people were too far inland and not getting any seafood, so they were having iodine deficiencies, and that's why they had to start iodizing salt. So it makes sense that people are probably going to be more likely to get a variety of diseases if they're having a deficiency in something like iodine. It isn't just necessarily goiters, but yeah, it'll help. Trust the science, bro. Beard facts. 8 inches per mile square, Polaris, stationary, zero angular change, fluid dynamics. I mean, you're just spouting a bunch of stuff there. Negative. I saw where I don't remember who did this. It was some news channel or something, I think, where they had a helicopter and they flew the helicopter over, and they basically proved you couldn't see, because there's curvature. They demonstrated it, and the flat earthers are saying like, "Oh, that was CGI." They wouldn't believe it. Somebody sat there and proved the shit, and they still won't believe it. You will only believe if they got in there and said, "Look, we proved the Earth is flat." Then you would believe it. We flew the helicopter over here and look, we could see. Then you would believe it. But because they proved the opposite, you claim CGI. See, you guys, all you're looking for is confirmation bias. You guys aren't looking for actual science or any kind of logic. You aren't performing the experiments yourself. And if you did, and you got the result you wanted, you're either lying or you did this experiment wrong. I mean, I stand by this all day long. You can't prove squat. You just can't. So, challenge mate. Go to Antarctica. I dare you. I dare you. You're going to find the South Pole. It's going to be a long trip going across that continent. I suggest you go across the whole thing so you can see when you come in from one side and you follow that needle south. You walk across the pole and it flips around. And you find it, you've been walking in a straight line. You probably look back and see your tracks behind you too. I've been going in a straight line. I was going south, and now for some damn reason I'm going north. What the fuck happened? Magnetic pole, of course. But and then see how far it is across there, and see if you continue to follow your needle, you get on your little boat or plane or whatever you're taking, and see where you're gonna see you're on a globe of the Earth. and then you're going to feel really, really embarrassed. Square pizzas, yeah. Well, I mean, clearly they have something against round stuff. I saw a 2020 episode. They showed a guy that used radio frequency to sort cancer cells. I know drug companies covered that up. Seems like I heard something about that. Yeah. Super sonic loneliness. Square pizzas. I'm curious in your theories. Imagine being at the equator and watching the sun rise and fall. Where does the sun go? It's magic. In a circle around the central North Pole, roughly speaking. Insane. You see the thing pretty much go straight across the sky, right? If you're standing there, you're gonna see it go in a horseshoe pattern, basically. And then you guys claim that it gets too far away to see, so you don't see the full circle, according to you. So that means on a flat Earth, you should see the sun go in a big curve like that, but you don't. It goes straight across the sky because the Earth is a globe. Damn it, it's inconvenient. Roughly. And a circle around the central North Pole, man. All right. I'm dragging my phone into bed and continue to watch this. Y'all's come in with me. Well, I'm trying to wrap her up. Yes, trip to Antarctica would solve it, and they know it. That's why it's important for them to tell people that it's not that they don't want to go, but that they can't. Yeah, the government's there waiting to stop them. They're guarding the entire ice wall. Bullshit. I saw online where you can book a trip down there. But that conflicts with your previous claim that it doesn't seem, then it doesn't have something against round stuff. So they have flat balls. Well, that's what he was saying last night. Was it last night he was saying that? He's saying he had flat balls. Hi, what circle? Have you been at the equator? Hi, sun goes up and crashes down. No turning, just a straight line across the sky. Yeah, I mean, looking at the flat Earth map, they had a flat Earth. The sun's circling above here. But somehow it disappears during half that time. So if you're standing there, somewhere in Canada, you should see the sun go in this big horseshoe pattern. It appears out of nowhere, travels in a horseshoe pattern, and then disappears again. I mean, this is crazy. It's insane stuff. Yeah, it's flat balls, flat kids. My balls are full right now. Says everybody, my balls are full right now. He says, I don't know where able-body came from, but doesn't seem to be adding anything particularly. Just seems fixated on his twig and berries. Cookies Gamer, I don't think that you must have misunderstood something I said. I think it moves in a circle. Yeah, so explain to me why we don't see it move in a big horseshoe pattern in the sky. At the equator, you see the sun the entire time that it's supposed to be making a half circle. It doesn't do that. Yeah, yeah, we're talking about, you know, geometry. I think a lot of these people that actually believe this um, can't understand. They can't visualize uh, geometrical ideas. They can't visualize this stuff. Why a horseshoe? Because that's what you show in the sky on a flat Earth model. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to get an image, but y'all have the flat Earth. You say the sun's traveling in a circle. Somehow it disappears for half that time, right? Half that time it's gone. So the circle's cut in half. So you're left with this kind of horseshoe shape, this half circle. The sun's in the sky, and we can see it that entire time, but it travels straight. We actually see it travel straight. But if you're standing there, kind of inside that half circle, you're going to see that. If you're standing down here, you're going to see that. You're going to see it come in this big arc across the sky. It's not going to travel straight across, and it's never going to hit the horizon. I mean, this is flat Earth model. Actual observations do not fit with the claims. So where's the curvature? The sun is supposed to be doing circles in the sky. Yeah, because Earth rotates on an angle. If the sun does what the flat earthers say, and they say that I can't see it at night because the light doesn't travel so far, what I should see is the sun. Like, I should see that half circle because I can see the sun the entire time during the day. And it's not traveling straight across the sky like it would if it's over here and you have the Earth rotating. You're going to see the sun go straight across the sky. But in a flat Earth, that's not what happens. In a flat Earth, you say the sun's going in a big circle over the flat Earth. It disappears at night because the light doesn't travel that far. So, but I see it the whole time during the day, so what I'm looking up at is I see the sun just appear out of nowhere over here, come in a big arc, and then disappear. I don't know. I think able-bodied is definitely some kind of troll, or he's giving himself some self-love, and he's trying to share it with us. We don't care, able-bodied. We really don't. You're not you're not a comedic genius. Sorry. Cookies, the half circle. Yeah, the half circles. The other half can be measured. So we, for a fact, see half supposed circle. It doesn't disappear. Someone turns the light off. Probably the same dude that lives in the fridge and turns that light on and off. Some kind of fairy, a little dwarf, a garden gnome, something. Well, we've been on here entirely too damn long. So, thank everybody for coming. I don't know when the next time we'll do one, but the only thing I know for sure is Saturday at 6 p.m. Central will be Lockbeard Phenomena, which is the paranormal subject matter, typically. probably won't. Flat Earth probably isn't going to be part of the conversation on there. The sun is much closer than you're told, and its light is much more local, directional than the NASA model. And you got no evidence to support that. Absolutely zero. Someone told you that, and you just believe it because why do you want to believe the Earth is flat? Like, see, this is why I don't understand. These claims are so goddamn ridiculous that someone, you gotta be trolling. Thank you. The sun isn't 90 million miles away. Total bullshit. You're completely wrong about that. I'm sorry, that doesn't match orrery, which reflects reality perfectly. I finally made it through the whole show. Woohoo. Good, I'm Down syndrome out. All right. Everybody, thanks for coming. I'll see you next time.